Listen up, Rangers. Welcome to the Geek Chest. My name's Steve.
My name's Arnes.
And oh my god, it's a Playmates figure that is a Godzilla vs. Kong. About time. Today we'll be going over the Godzilla Jet Jaguar from Playmates. From the film Godzilla vs. Megalon. Punch, punch. Punch, punch.
Man, that thing looks weird.
I think... Oh, he's got a big old scuff right there. I think it looks... okay. I gotta get him out of the package to really look at him. But what's cool about this is there's not that many Jet Jaguar figures. Outside of more recently, we've been starting to get some because of the anime. I think is the kind of the tipping point, because it's like the anime kind of got announced and we know Jet Jaguar now. There's like the Bandai vinyl of that. There's another Bandai vinyl of just Jet Jaguar that got issued. Plus there's like the exclusive where you get him and you can get the flying one. The X Pluses came out a little bit ago. Like he's kind of had like his little resurgence.
Yeah, I feel like they're pushing him a lot lately, and I'm not sure why.
Yeah, and he was definitely a character that really didn't get as much loving as he probably deserved. So it's cool to kind of see that, because like I always enjoyed Godzilla vs. Megalon. I always thought he was like a cool character. Because I think he was supposed to have like his own little spin-off series. Or sorry, I think that film was supposed to be his movie, but like Godzilla just kind of got tossed into it.
You think so?
If I remember right. There's a little bit of like a backstory to it. But he was kind of cool. He was pretty much just like essentially like Robot Ultraman in a sense, because he could like grow bigger and stuff like that. So I wanted to pick him up because I don't really got like a good smaller Jet Jaguar for my collection, so I'm hoping... I don't know why I picked Playmates and good. The Playmates are usually fine, but...
Playmates are...
They're serviceable.
Yes, it would be a nice way of putting it. They're serviceable.
Like some look really good, like some look pretty good, but for the most part, it's like they look pretty good. There's never been like, oh my god, like this thing's amazing. Like, have you seen those Mezcos? We gotta do an action figure news, but they look awesome.
Yeah, they do. Actually, surprisingly.
I'm sad how small they are, but then again, for the price, I'm not that upset about it either. They look sweet. I'm actually really pumped for those things. But anyways, this is about this guy. So without further ado, for the packaging, you got Godzilla, Jet Jaguar, ages 4 and up with the Playmates logo here on the bottom. You get the Bandai 2000 on the back here, Godzilla.
How does that relate to him?
Don't worry about it. It definitely, like, if you guys ever picked up like the Bandai Creations ones, especially like the later Bandai Creations ones before Playmates kind of took over the stateside game, it's mostly the same package.
I feel like they just cheaped out on that aspect of it.
Because I think the back's mostly the same setup, and then you get
the Space Godzilla.
I don't miss either of these, and we do have this one, so look forward to that, I guess. And Mr. Jet Jaguar.
Look how
what's on
nice.
Lincoln Motor Jumbo on the bottom?
Look how nice he looks on that picture. Like, look at that. Like the paint on his legs and everywhere.
He definitely looks a lot more vibrant, though his eyes look kind of messed up to me.
Yeah.
Like his eyebrow looks fudged up. He's definitely...
And then look at that blue now in his shoes.
He's definitely not as vibrant.
I think you should definitely save this box, Steve, and try to match it. Like, just paintbrush it.
I'm pretty sure I'm just leaving him alone.
What?
He's fine. Well, anyways, let's get him open up out of his cardboard prison. Alright, so now we got Jet Jaguar open up out of his cardboard prison first and foremost.
I was gonna say, Steve, make him stand for me. I think, like, look, you can see the back foot, how it is. Like, look at that. It's like not even touching it.
It's got a bit of a bend.
I think if you warm it up, you might be able to bend it.
Maybe.
The foot, at least, down there.
I tried, people. I tried.
That's frustrating.
So anyways, going over his closer details. For his head sculpt. It's got a little bit more of a cone head thing going on than I previously remember from Jet Jaguar. Like, he's always had that bit, but I don't know, it looks a little more curved back to me. Like, it's a little more rounded. Oh, he's got a scuff on the top of his head. That makes me sad, because he's also got one here on the inner thigh.
Oh, yeah, he does, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, I think that's just a paint imperfection, is what's going on there. Because he's also got one here, which is kind of the issue of the way they package these things, because they're pretty much just exposed to the elements, which sucks for metallic figures, because these are easily like the most prone figures for scuffing. Problem is the way they have them, it's almost like you're guaranteed to get, like, have some kind of paint issue.
Yeah.
With it. Now, these guys are fairly inexpensive, because how much is he? Probably like 13 bucks?
$12.95, I think it was.
My dog's snoring behind us. So you might hear that in the background. We'll try to talk over it.
Sounds like Jason.
But for the eyes, he's got a bit of a blue going on. Oh, there's actually some detailing in the eyes. I just now realized that. He's got some spirals. That's actually kind of cool. I like that. Like, for the most part, like, the detailing on him is actually pretty solid. Like, he's got the rivets here on the side of his head. He's got a bit of an indent. Got the, what appears to be, like, vents on the top of his head. Like, for the most part, I think the detail-wise actually did pretty well. But moving down the rest of his body, you can see he has the red for the top of his shoulders, silver for his body, his arms, yellow for the shoulders, blue for the elbow pad. Yellow goes down his back, which he does have rotation at the waist. A little bit of yellow on this section, which doesn't really need it. Then blue for the bottom here, and shoes. Only thing about the coloring is it's definitely on the duller side. Like, his coloring, especially in the movie, was very vibrant. And I dare say glossy-ish. Well, this is definitely a matte finish, and the shading of coloring that they use is definitely on the softer side.
Yeah,
I guess is the best way to say it.
I feel like they cheaped out on the paint job.
I don't know, like, how you cheap out. It's just like, just use a brighter colored paint. Like they did. Like, for instance, the yellow on this looks brighter than this.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? What the? Did we just
get
a bad
like even the
batch?
orange? Like, the orange looks more closer to what I would expect the red to be. Then he's got like the little downward arrow on his tummy. Like, I think the silver looks fine. It's just like all of his accent colors, I think, blend too well with the silver that's right here. So that maybe could have been fixed. With this pose, you have him kind of like with this one karate chop. He's got one clenched fist. He's kind of speed walking.
I'm not sure what that pose is. It kind of bugs me though.
Well, it's like he's like ready. He's like going into combat, right? Like, you got your, hold on. We got our Godzilla here, and he's like charging in, like headlong.
At least he's like scaled with him.
Technically, no, because he's 50 meters. Godzilla's 100.
Okay, shut up, Steve. God.
Wrong Godzilla, Arnes. Jeez, run your kaijus. I think throwing things at me. Yeah, go garbage. To be honest, like, he almost looks like if opposed like a 2D fighter, right?
Yeah.
Like, you put the other monster here and you have him battle, you got the helper on top. That's kind of what the pose reminds me a lot of. Like, the way you'd be like shuffling in like a Mortal Kombat or something. Which is, I think, fine. It's just kind of, I don't know what you're going to do about that.
That's his biggest downfall.
Like, I kind of wish he's maybe a little bit more upright. And maybe not have this foot bend, because even posing articulated figures with bendable toes, this is like easily the hardest pose to try to pull off. And they went there. So you're almost going to kind of need to stand for this guy in order to really properly display him. Outside of that, or just having him like kind of leaning up next to another monster. But anyways, for his articulation, his head can look all the way around. His arms can karate chop. His fists can almost go all the way around. Oh, there's another scuff here too. Just sad. Legs, nothing. At the feet, nothing at the legs, but you can rotate his waist all the way around. After some quick comparisons, and yes, I had to use ability to keep this guy standing upright. Here he is with some Playmates Godzilla figures with Godzilla 2004 and Destoroyah. Here's the Bandai vinyls that were the closest to the movie anyways, with Gigan and the 1975 Godzilla. And here's some random figures in my collection with the Diamond Select Jet Jaguar Bank and the Funko Pop Mechagodzilla from Godzilla vs. Kong. And here's some other Playmates figures with the Battle Roar Kong and the Giant Mechagodzilla from Godzilla vs. Kong. And for some random stuff, here is with some NECA figures with what I usually think of when I think of Playmates is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff with the movie Leonardo and the Pacific Rim Hardship. So overall for the Playmates Jet Jaguar, he's fine.
Alright, so what other Jet Jaguars figures can we get out there besides this one, Steve?
There's the Bandai vinyl.
And how's that?
Really good.
They're really good? Decent price?
You're gonna pay a little bit for them. There's the exclusive one, which is great, but like, realistically, get them stateside, you're looking at probably a couple $100 now.
Oh, you know, this thing is fantastic. Go get it right now if you're a Jet Jaguar fan, for the love of God.
Yeah, I think the only other ones I really got is the Diamond Select Bank.
Oh, dude, that thing's hideous.
That thing is great. You shut your mouth. I like that.
That thing is hideous. We did that. Whoa.
There's the X Plus. But to be honest, he looks good. Like, for the price. Like, I thought this was great. I still think this one's overall fine. Like, if you don't have a Jet Jaguar for your collection, you collect Bandai vinyls, this guy will be serviceable.
If you do customs, this thing is great, because all you gotta do is paint it, and it'll look fantastic.
Yeah, you don't even really have to paint it that hard, because, like...
Just a little touch-ups here and there.
Yeah, you can almost dry brush them.
Yeah.
Just to really, like, try to heighten the coloring. You don't really gotta go that hard into really painting on. Plus, since you'd be sort of matching the colors anyways, you don't have to primer it or use some kind of base coat. You can just go over it, call it a day. But for, like, $13, I think this guy's fine. But would I go out of my way to get a hold of this Jet Jaguar?
I wouldn't, nonetheless, like, it's something you Oh, okay, I'll take that back. Depending on if you're a fan or not.
If you collect Jet Jaguar, then yeah, this guy's definitely fine enough to pick up. If you're just looking for a Jet Jaguar, just try to get hold of him in stores. I wouldn't really, like, I wouldn't eBay this guy.
You know, speaking of that, talk for a few seconds. I want to see how much he is.
But with a lot of other companies kind of getting into the Godzilla game now, and we have the Mezcos that they're already, like, willing to give us hard-to-get monsters, like a Baragon and Gorosaurus being the primary two that they're putting out. And even Minya. And then that's, like, wave 1.
Oh, shut up. I'm selling this thing on eBay.
Why?
Last sold was $39.95. $39.99, $39.95, $38.
Yeah, I don't like that price.
Both of them combined, both sold, which is the Burning and Jet Jaguar, sold for $73.
Huh?
$75.
Why would you buy the Burning? We haven't gotten there yet, but we'll get there.
Burning sold for $60.
Oh, we're selling that thing after we review it. Hardcore. Like I said, he's cool, but yeah, I would almost just wait at this point, because even Super 7 is going to be putting out Godzilla stuff, which we don't know what they're doing, but could possibly get a Jet Jaguar there too. What do you guys think? Have you guys picked up this figure? What's your favorite Jet Jaguar action figure? Is Ultraman just my thing? Please let us know in the comments. We also have an Instagram, Patreon, Pinterest, Facebook. Guys like to keep up to date with channel, donate. We greatly appreciate it. And help us defeat those Kaijus by hitting that like button, subscribe, become a ranger today. See you guys next video. Bye-bye.